Derby County's downward spiral has coincided now with 3 winless home fixtures after victories in the previous 6. Millwall, meanwhile, are 8 games unbeaten, having conceded just 2 goals, their longest unbeaten run in the second tier for 7 years. Both sides missed opportunities. Millwall's Steve Morrison had a free header on his return to the starting lineup. And on a day when goal-scoring chances were at a premium, Chris Commons had the best chance for Derby. But it was to be that kind of a day. Derby have won just 1 of their last 7 now. Millwall missed the chance to break into the top 6.
Caretaker boss Stuart Gray got off to a winning start with Burnley on New Year's Day. He took his Clarets to a Reading team looking to bounce back from a first defeat in 9. The Royals thrashed Burnley 4-0 at Turf Moor earlier in the season, but this would be a tighter affair. Ross Wallace with plenty of time to pick his spot just before the half hour to put the visitors ahead. Reading's all-Irish front line of Noel Hunt and Shane Long have combined well at times this season. Hunt played in Long on this occasion. This his 5th goal in 5 games. Burnley were looking for their first back-to-back league wins of the season and could hardly have gone closer to taking the lead through Dean Marney. Instead, it was the impressive Long who'd decide this match with his 10th league goal of the campaign. McDermott's Reading up to 8th place.
...2011 didn't produce a turnaround in form for Aidy Boothroyd's Coventry, despite a draw against Ipswich on New Year's Day. It was 5 matches without a win for the Sky Blues as they travelled to a Barnsley side that included Gary O'Connor, fresh from his permanent move from Birmingham. The Tykes took the lead after just 4 minutes, and what a goal it was. Nathan Doyle smacking in a long-range volley, only his 2nd goal of the season. Coventry nearly equalised in bizarre fashion. Keeper Luke Steele thought he'd prevented the danger, only to see his own midfielder, Diego Arizmendi, loop the ball back to Clive Platt, who seemed more surprised than anyone to receive it. Coventry were without Marlon King after his sending off on New Year's Day, which gave Freddie Eastwood the chance to impress up front. Not the most attractive of finishes, but he didn't care. That's 2 in 2 for Eastwood after 9 games without a goal. But Aidy Boothroyd's side were again the creators of their own downfall for the game's winner. A long, optimistic lump into the box was headed on by O'Connor, and Goran Lovre found himself all alone to secure Barnsley's first win in 4 as Coventry's dismal run continued.
Nigel Pearson described the defeat by Leicester on New Year's Day as Hull's worst performance so far. It was certainly out of character for a team who were 8 games unbeaten before that match. Portsmouth were also looking to bounce back from defeat. Liam Lawrence inches away from giving the home side the lead. The opening goal came against the run of play. Greg Halford adjudged to have fouled Cameron Stewart for a penalty. Jimmy Bullard stepped up to score in a 2nd successive away match and celebrate his first start in 3 months.
Goal for Hull City, number
After
26.
dominating the first half without scoring, Portsmouth were finally rewarded when Lawrence's run was brought to an end by Anthony Gerrard. After coming so close earlier, Lawrence finished from 12 yards as he celebrated his permanent transfer from Stoke.
Equalising goal for Pompey.
On the hour mark, Pearson introduced new signing Matty Fryatt, and it proved to be an inspirational substitution. Just 9 minutes after coming on for his debut, he scored his first goal in a Tigers shirt. Next was the turn of Nick Barmby to make an appearance from the bench. 3 minutes after his introduction, he demonstrated his predatory instinct. The league's joint worst attack now had 3 goals. Portsmouth would make it a nervy finish for Pearson when Greg Halford headed home Lawrence's corner. But Hull held on to extend their unbeaten away run to 8 matches.
You always get a dash of the upper crust at the Palace, and the meeting of the Championship's 2 bottom sides brought them out again. Stefan Everson got last-minute clearance to make his debut for the Eagles after his move from Rosenborg. Palace now with former player Dougie Freedman in charge. North End were looking for their first points under their caretaker boss David Unsworth. and the game's biggest talking point saw them claiming a penalty when Keith Tracy was challenged by Paddy McCarthy. But instead of a penalty, referee Keith Hill booked Tracy. The breakthrough instead came at the other end. Kieran Cadogan did well to get the cross in, and Everson rose to head in his first goal in English 7 years. The arrival of the Norwegian could well prove to be a shrewd move for Palace, a big win for them and the man currently in the hot seat.
Would you like the job full-time?
Full-time, listen, I do not decide that. I decide only what I can do and only what I can control. I can control what happened today on the pitch. I can control picking the team, what will happen tomorrow will happen. You know, I've got aspirations to be a manager, and one day I would like to be Crystal Palace manager. Unfortunately in life you can never pick your timing.
Defeat for Swansea means that Norwich's draw at Middlesbrough is enough to lift them into second on goal difference. Leicester are up into the top half of the table. Preston are now 4 points adrift at the bottom of the Championship. Crystal Palace's win lifts them to within a point of Middlesbrough and Sheffield United. The top match in League One saw Huddersfield host Sheffield Wednesday. It was a big Yorkshire derby and a chance for the Owls to impress their new owner, Milan Mandaric. Huddersfield had picked up just a point from their last 3 games. Jordan Rhodes tried his luck for the Terriers but couldn't beat Nicky Weaver. Wednesday were hoping to avoid a 3rd straight away defeat, and they went close with this fine header from Mark Beaver. With both teams in the playoff places, there was more than local pride at stake. Anthony Pilkington tested Weaver once again. After a dip in form, Huddersfield needed a result, and the breakthrough came as the Terriers winger once again found himself the centre of attention. This time, though, Weaver had no answer to his magnificent strike. Huddersfield haven't kept a clean sheet in 7 league outings, and it looked likely to become 8 as chances fell first for Neil Mellor and then Darren Pearce. The superb reactions of goalkeeper Alex Smithies were all that stood between Wednesday and an equaliser. Denied by the frame of the goal, the keeper, and now the linesman, Sheffield Wednesday might have felt it wasn't to be their day. Clinton Morrison's equally spectacular equaliser ruled to be offside. As Wednesday ran out of steam, Huddersfield looked to add to their score. Alan Lee with the legwork, Scott Arfield with the shot. But 1-0 would be enough to take the points.
It was an open game. Again, they had some chances and we certainly had some chances, and we should have probably done better with some of them.
I think the goal is worthy of winning any football match at any level, from the biggest stage in football to park football. It's, you know, absolute dream of a goal, and he's a superb player, and him and the other players have contributed to a fantastic result and performance for Huddersfield Town Football Club today.
That win lifts Huddersfield up to 4th. A late Ashley Barnes goal earned leaders Brighton a 2-1 win at Exeter, while Charlton were beaten 4-2 at home by Swindon. The Robins are up to 17th after that shock victory. Notts County rise 3 places to 13th thanks to a 3-0 win over Hartlepool. In League Two, Oxford boss Chris Wilder made 8 changes to the side beaten by Southend 48 hours earlier. The shake-up seemed to have the desired effect as Tom Craddock opened the scoring. Jack Bidson had been recalled from a loan spell at Southend, and he marked his return in style. That finish putting the visitors 2 up. There was just time for one more incident in the first half. Elliot Benyon continuing his fine scoring form to pull a goal back for the Gulls. The second half took 20 minutes to get going. Then Minson was on the end of Asa Hall's pass, and he beat Scott Bevan to restore Oxford's 2-goal advantage. But Torquay rallied. Billy Key's shot was too hot for Ryan Clark to handle, and Benyon was there to claim an 8th goal in his last 9 appearances. And when Key made it 3-3 with the help of a Simon Heslop deflection, it looked as if the comeback was complete. There were just 11 minutes left to play. But there will be one final twist in stoppage time, and the last word belonged to Midson, a hat-trick hero. Midson was due to return to Southend for another loan spell. Those plans may have to be revised. That remarkable win takes Oxford into the top half of the table. A last-minute Scott Bowden goal earned leaders Chesterfield a 2-2 draw at Accrington Stanley. Hereford won at Aldershot, so managerless Barnet dropped to the bottom of the league after a 4-2 defeat at Stevenage. Our goal of the week comes from Huddersfield's Anthony Pilkington against Sheffield Wednesday. The only goal of the game, what a way to win this Yorkshire derby. We take a break now as the Championship has a weekend off. Join us the week after for all the best of the Football League action. We'll see you then.